So I would be the one looking forward to dip my spoon in first into the cranberry or the pumpkin pie, the sweet potato pie, the pecan pie, whatever kind of pie they had available for us out there too. So shout out to all the pie lovers, enthusiasts out there. Poo-tang pie, by the way, too. That's also great on Thanksgiving night. Wink, wink. And funny enough, speaking of dry bird, fat, plump, dry bird in the middle of your fucking table that you got to share, with drumstick, pass that wing, let me get the turkey bone ass, to suck on and bite down and chomp on at the dinner table with people around because, you forced me to be here. I don't even know these people half the time, etc., etc. Something I can relate to. So shout outs to being forced to eat around people you don't know or care for necessarily like that. But speaking of dry ass birds, speaking of, pass the stuffing, let me get a second helping, let me get a second round of the good whoever's fucking aunt brought in the biscuits with the flavoring and the buttery taste to them. Or, let me get some of that cranberry, some of the stuffing, and et cetera, eating mighty healthy. I might emphasize, again, a classic cut from that classic album, Supreme Clientele, as well, too. Raekwon the Chef and Ghostface were on the Drink Champs this past week. I guess they realized, shout out to Nori and EFN, of course, after having the two classic episodes with Kanye for the wrong reasons, I'll be honest. I'm still a fan of Ye. I'm still a fan of the music, the older stuff preferably. But, I'm not crying out for old Ye instead of new Ye. I'm just saying, Ye, can you relax a little bit too? And now legally he's Ye, so I got to call him Ye. Or preferably he'd like to be called Ye. That's, of course, God forbid he starts suing people for calling him Kanye instead of Ye, regardless of your status or how known you are. But I digress. After having two classic episodes where, the man is known for putting his foot in his mouth, for digging his own hole, but miraculously being able to still contribute and or take over the culture with a stronghold like he has forever with the Yeezys and the fashion and all that shit too, he's been able to make amends. He just made up with Drake, of course. You know how the light-skinned boys like to do it. Well, yeah, he isn't necessarily light-skinned, but he's got that light-skinned energy as far as, he said these things about Drake and about Big Sean, but as soon as he sees him in the person, in the flesh, I was just talking. I was talking out my ass, but now, you here, and my ass is behind me, just kind of like my past. So let's make amends. Let's build that bridge and walk over it, I'm pretty sure Ye and Drake pretty much dropped down to their knees together and started praying and like, I love you, brother. I love you more, brother. As soon as they, made up, patched everything that was, torn apart as far as the relationship's concerned too. They made amends. They made good on each other. They were probably sharing, naked selfies or belfies they both got from Kim over time. And, maybe they threw in Pete Davidson in the group chat for good measure, just, and he might have by mistake or because he's a comedian too as well. Pete Davidson, that kid, he might have thrown a free cock shot towards both of them. They're like, no, brother, no, we just wanted to compare like how Kim's ass looked back when she sent me, selfies to now when she was my wife to now she's your centerpiece and all that too. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, bro, but please don't do that again because it's going to give me PTSD looking at Pete Davidson's cock randomly. Of all things, get this, of all movies, I forget exactly how it came up, but of all movies that you could take a wild guess, a stab in the dark as far as what Chef Raekwon the Chef's favorite movie of all time is, I'll give you a second, take a wild guess. You don't fucking know. You're probably going with Godfather, Scarface, whatever else, gangster flicks, the rappers used to like from back when, mafioso vibes and all that too. You think that. No, you're wrong. Actually, and this is why life is so joyous. Life is probably the best prankster, jokester, comedian, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, of all time is because of all things, the irony of life, of all things, of all movies, that just so happens to be Raekwon the Chef's favorite movie. Guess what? Grease. That's right. And he's certified. He confirmed he wasn't like mislabeling or didn't think of the wrong movie and just said Grease just to be funny. No. He said Grease was his favorite movie as a child, growing up. From the first time he watched it, he went back and watched it multiple times, it seems and sounds like. He name-dropped John Travolta. They was confirming, you mean the joint with Olivia Newton-John and, you're the one that I want, do, whatever. He's like, yeah, that's a joint, Grease, yo, Grease. where even Ghost was stunned, and it's like, yo, I didn't even know that. And it's like, I thought you would have said the Godfather. And only then, when he caught himself as far as what he said and what that might become a meme and something worth laughing at too, which honestly, it's funny because more not to shame him movie-wise or movie preference-wise, but more just how ironic it is. He's always been referred to as Raekwon the Chef. He is and always has been mighty healthy, big, strong, man, boy back when, pause, and all that too. If you remember the old MTV Cribs episode, shout out to MTV Cribs. That was such a classic fucking program. I used to love it. It wasn't tacky. Gave us a lot of classic vintage moments. Redman's crib out in fucking Staten Island, and when they went back to visit so much after the fact, as well as I'm about to mention now, if you remember the old West, I think it was called, or when Wu-Tang Clan had the mansion out in L.A., I think while recording, and they stayed there after recording Wu-Tang Forever too. If you remember when they focused on each individual member, or almost all of them, I think they left out U-God. No, U-God might have been spliced in there, if I remember correctly. Maybe Master Killer might have been omitted. And I think Old Dirty wasn't there for whatever reason. I think, whatever. Rest in peace, ODB. That's my favorite Wu member. Little fun fact, if I have to be honest, too. But he wasn't there for whatever reason. He might have been doing his dirt, living up to his name, Old Dirty Bastard. But shout out to him and rest in peace to him always. And his son, Young Dirty, too. But when it came up to Raekwon's part, if you remember that episode, he was emphasizing heavily on he'd stay and or stick to the treadmill and also be heavy on the calisthenics, a.k.a. the body weight exercises, the pull-ups, push-ups, dips, all that shit too. And he looked like he was actually doing that on the daily too. He's very sturdy, very, filling out his shirts properly, pause, like a healthy chef would, or like that really buff chef. I forget his name, the one that's always doing videos with Cali Muscle and Big Boy. Shout out to them too, of course. And shout out to Cali Muscle for having a very recent health scare, a heart attack, I think it was. So he's out of harm's way, thank God for that.
So it's time to chug.
But that takeaway is awesome. Ain't it awesome? Ain't it ironic? Chef Raekwon the Chef. A chef stays in the kitchen. Who would know better than a fucking chef about grease? Henceforth, of course, shout outs to him for being man enough, honest enough, Wu Gambino enough to admit grease was and probably still is on the low. He had to save face around Nori, Ghostface, in the view in public and say, oh yeah, but if you're going down that route, yeah, the Godfather, Once Upon a Time in America and all that too. But let's be honest and let's keep it real too. He loves grease. Chef Raekwon, the chef knows about grease. It kind of reminds me of, if you remember out there, I'll look for it to stick it in the video too, that meme they made of Jay-Z's face from, I forget which video, but he's making like a yee face, whatever like that. And they made the meme of like, oh, when you're Dominican and you like check on the salami too quick and you get burned with the hot popping grease from the frying pan or whatever. That shit was so funny, that meme. Jay-Z's so memeable in general too, but then again, his bank account ain't nothing to laugh at. But if anything, cry over, because we ain't there just yet. Just yet, I believe in you. Even though you, like me, a lot of times, hopefully, I think not this year, I've been forced to sit down with people around the Thanksgiving table to share this dry-ass bird you don't give a fuck about, but still, it don't matter. We're here together. I got you, you got me, you're viewing me, you're listening to me, I got you listening to me, I got you hearing me out, per se, as you do with every episode of AhhFuGGiT too. But that's a nice little gem right there. Take that with you and share that as a laugh at the dinner table. Hey, honey, don't you find it ironic enough that Chef Raekwon the Chef from the Wu-Tang Clan, the chief artisan that slapped together only built for Cuban links with, of course, the help from the RZA Max, the guest co-host star of the fucking album himself too, Ghostface Killer, and all the Wu-Tang Clan and all them too as well. Guess what fucking favorite movie he named clearly and honestly his favorite movie of all time with Nori and EFN around him too. Oh, I don't know what. Grease of all things. It sounds like a dad joke almost the way it was set up. Chef Raekwon, Grease, everything too. He's mighty healthy as well too. Shout outs to him. Shout outs to all the Wu-Tang Clan affiliates. I'm not making fun of. I'm just saying, hey, that shit's pretty funny. That's a whole day spent and invested in a fat, dry, stupid-looking bird to begin with, a.k.a. turkeys. Here's a fun fact. Turkeys are so stupid that when it rains and they happen to be thirsty, they'll look up, open their fucking beaks, and take in all the rainwater, as in drink it in, to the point where they'll drown. I love to be able to sit by and watch some wild turkeys roam around, do the thing as the turkeys do. I love to be able to do it with a poncho on while it's raining, preferably so I don't get wet, and watch them do their thing with this rain to confirm otherwise, and or tape it preferably. Maybe do an episode while they're fucking doing their thing out there and drowning KURZCA rainwater and confirm it and bring it back to you so I can pass off the footage to like Discovery Channel, the History Channel, whatever the fuck, whoever would document the bird's stupidity. What ain't so funny, but speaking of, big, plumpy, thick, heavy, thick, rich, thick-ass bird, and I'm not calling her a bird, I'm just saying she's thick and built like one too, if you check her backside. There's this Nambian, hopefully I'm getting it right, Nambian, and shout out to Namibia, that whole nation. They've apparently got a heavy stock load full of women that are damn near built like goddesses, like equestrian racehorses, the ones winning the fucking what's that race they have every year with the horses that the Belmont Stakes, whatever, like the big League Cup winners. They're built like those fucking champion material horses. Oh my god, these women, and especially her, KURZCA from Namibia, light skinned, very pretty, fucking juicy ass put together thing that sings actually pretty well. She's got a great voice on her and a great fucking look to her. So if you're not so convinced with the singing, you can always go to YouTube, check her out on KURZCA. I think it's KURZCA. And if you don't want to just bear or tolerate her singing, which again ain't bad, I'm co-signing that absolutely wholeheartedly. Just check the visuals or the video versions of the songs in questions, and tell me, or better yet, thank me later when you get the chance in person or DM whatever too, because she is fine as fuck. She's built like a fucking champion. But holy shit, she did the fucking thing that I hate the most about girls sometimes when they say, oh, come get to know me or ask me anything. She pulled one of those fast ones on YouTube, on a YouTube channel. She put up one of those ask me anythings, because I'm sure that's what men the world around have been asking to fucking do of her. Get to know you better. Get to know what shade of fucking blue paint you like on your living room walls. I'm sure we want to know that, but preferably if you're bent over while you're showing us the shade of blue that's painted on your wall that you painted yourself, because you're so fucking ambitious and you're so independent you don't need no man's even to paint your walls. But then again, I like to put a painting of drool, mine old drool, along your pussy walls. I'm sorry, but I'm being honest. She's fine as fuck. Have you seen the thing on her yet? Have you Googled her yet? Have you checked out her IG yet? I'm telling you, I'm begging you, do so. You'll be fucking so grateful you did. Thanking God, thanking whatever you believe in, whoever or whomever you believe in, because it could be he, she, it, whatever they identify as up in the sky and the universe and the stars align too. You'll be thanking whatever for the fact that she exists. But she did this Ask Me Anything video, which I barely got through because two things again. One, she did Ask Me Anything like anyone gives a shit whatsoever about what she fucking thinks, what she likes whatsoever. We just want to see you shaking your ass in the videos to your own songs. Preferably, that's the fucking point. That's it, really. That's point number one.
Get on.
Why the fuck not? Give to the needy. She's got all that ass and so much ass. She's got plenty to fucking spread wide to make the fucking rounds around the world. If anything, too, like a round trip first class flight. I'm talking that ass is like top notch, top tier, first caliber and shit too. But then the second thing is, during that little Ask Me Anything video on YouTube, I like to fucking search for what I'm gonna view next after or during while I'm watching. So I like to, on the phone at least, I like to minimize, it keeps playing, at least I hear it, I don't necessarily have to watch it, and I search for whatever else. This girl really tries to pull a fast one on you just so you, stay committed to the Ask Me Anything and really, quote unquote, get to know her so much like that. So, because that's what you're really after, right? Her fucking heart or her ass, preferably with her. The kind of ass she's got, this girl, I swear to God, if you haven't looked her up, Googled her yet, or IG'd her yet, do so please, because she's got the face, she's got a cute face, pretty face, but to boot with that, she's got the ass that if you're not into face sitting whatever or being suffocated like that, you would gladly fucking ask her first things first to just have her sit on your face with that whole thing. And if that's the way you gotta go, what fucking better way than to do so? I mean, if Leo DiCaprio had to pretend to fucking care about that girl so much, where she clearly had space on that floating piece of wood for him to climb up onto, or for her to scoot over and him get on and live too, no, he had to pretend he cared so much where he's willing to die for her and he fucking drowns and turns into an icicle. Meanwhile, she's left to live miserable, dried up pussy, regretful day after day after day with that stupid little fucking brooch or pendant she had too, just to fucking fling into the ocean. And, you know, spit on his fucking legacy, his memory. She might as well have had scientists, you know, excavate his frozen body, probably preserve at the bottom of the ocean, just so she could spit on that shit. For the fact that he did all that, just for her to fucking do that at that old age and die alone and dickless anyway too. What a life to fucking live. That's pathetic, but still, this girl's got the ass though. Really, that'll change your fucking life and make you rethink life, as she probably takes away whatever life you have left in you after sitting on your face. She's like taking over. It's like communist reign. Everybody gets an equal share of ass, but it's just you, and you're the one communist who believes in the whole fucking party and upholds it tightly. Boy, oh boy, but listen, when she fucking when you minimize her shit, she made the thing on YouTube kids friendly, meaning the video pauses when you minimize it and you search for something else to watch immediately after. So you gotta fucking commit to the thing. You gotta actually learn about the shit she likes. I blanked out. I was just hoping she'd bend over once at least in the fucking video, show like an ass, a back shot, whatever too, but we didn't get that pleasure. We didn't get treated like that too. So she does that shit too just to make you stay committed to that. I don't want to fucking know about anything you do besides how soon, how quick, how much do I have to talk to you? Do I have to drag out the convo before we can finally bring up sitting on my face with that ass talk? That's it. It's like making small talk, which I hate doing at the dinner table, especially the Thanksgiving table. Oh, you know, how's the weather? Nice day to get trampled by fucking mass pandemonium lining up outside Best Buy near you, right? On a Black Friday, right? Wink, wink, hug, elbowed your neighbor at the fucking ribs and shit too. Hey, that was funny, wasn't it? Haha, witty observation too at the dinner table. And even now worse when Black Friday is fucking like moved up to Thursday or the same day of Thanksgiving Thursday. It usually lands, and then like you're supposed to eat earlier now, like at 2 o'clock. Be done by 4 or 5 o'clock, so at 6 o'clock you're already online at Best Buy, at Macy's, wherever, just to fucking buy something you would have gotten the day before at like $50 more. Probably you're just saving $50 on the day of Black Friday, and then there's Cyber Monday, everybody's waiting for that, and fucking servers are down, people on the work computer and on the fucking home computer at the same time to see what they can save, you know, $2 off of on fucking Amazon Prime. Shout out to Amazon Prime though, because listen, when you needed things in a hurry, not now, because now they're doing that thing with a delay and shit because of the, not being able to really supply as fast as needed, you know, because Popeyes can't even fucking give you like their brand paper bags to take home with you no more. Or even like the little shit like Dunkin' Donuts, which, you know, we're off that shit. I can't do coffee no more, at least anymore, unfortunately. We're to the point where they can't even get the printed label or Dunkin' Donut branded plastic straw wraps for their own straws. They get like regular plain Jane white wrapping around the plastic straws, which I guess makes no difference. You're getting it from Dunkin' Donuts. It's all about labeling and marketing too, but we're at that point too where even they can't supply themselves with their own goods like that, their branded goods like that. So that's surprising and shocking, but the only thing surprising and shocking is that a girl like that pretty, that fucking rich in ass and dense in ass, KURZCA, would dupe you, would fool you, would try to deceive you into trying to get you to know more of her, just so you could find out on a random IG post, because she posted proudly in the stories wherever she's got a man's anyways, and he's the one that's reaping the benefits of such an immense, globally spanning, it's so wide, luscious, thick like the valleys of wherever you can fucking imagine the rolling rocks of, the mountains and the mountaintops of. It's a vast sea of ass is the best way I can put it that KURZCA girl's got going on. I'm talking. I don't even know what's thick anymore. The dried up, overpaid for turkey bird centerpiece on your table, or this girl's immense, monumental ass. Maybe, okay, let me not speak out of head. Maybe not top 5 ass, but Maybe top 10 asses. I'm gonna throw it out there. I don't know. Maybe there's like at least 9 other asses you can line up before you hit hers. Hopefully, thank God. But I'm saying it's up there. In the annals of history, that's a top 10 ass. I'm safe enough to say that much. Fuck it. We made it through another episode, a holiday edition episode of Who This, hosting, of course, fuck it. I'm Who This, at Who This Is One. If you're in the holiday spirit of giving back, contributing to somebody with a dumb face like mine, I'm hopefully an endearing and charming, lovable dummy, as is, Rocky Balboa from, the Rocky franchise series and history. I'm doing a thing, too, on Who This been watching all November long with a Rocky November, quote-unquote, covering a different Rocky movie every week, live review on Instagram, Saturdays roughly 2 o'clock or so. Check that out, at Who This Is One on all fucking platforms, anything you can imagine social media-wise, as well as the audio version available on all podcasting platforms of AhhFuGGiT, as well as Who This Been Watching, my movie review podcast, as well as YouTube.com for the video version of every little thing I do. I do it just for you, especially and mainly on the holidays. So you can enjoy, you can intake, participate with, spread it around, split it like the turkey legs, the turkey wings, or like I like doing with chickens. I don't know. I don't remember if turkeys have the same thing, or they might have been keeping it from me if I haven't had any yet. I don't remember. The little bone on the turkey's ass that breaks off and gets like just brittle, crispy enough to enjoy. I like sucking on that thing. I like eating that thing. I like flicking my tongue on that thing. Pardon me for being gross, but like a fucking clit. I like beating on that thing with my tongue like my tongue was a hand in a glove, and the bone is the clit or the speed bag, and I'm just beating on it. Boom, 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 boom. Working that thing like Rocky. I'm sure he did Adrian too once he finally laid her down for the count, flat on the back for 10 and or so more prolonged seconds. Wink, wink. Fuck it, that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining me here briefly, at least on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, whenever you get this shit, whenever I throw it up on YouTube and the audio versions too as well. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. We got some more shit coming up for Christmas as well. I got something different I'm going to be working on for Christmas. So stay tuned for that. Listen, tune in visual-wise too as well. There'll be plenty in store. Don't worry about that. Probably, with this backdrop and or I'll try to find some locations permitting it's not too cold, because even I get fucking cold sometimes too. I got a brain. It's working even on the holidays too. It takes no time off, no PTO for that.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.